Well, if that wasn't the epitome of an afternoon game, I don't know what is. The Kings took 8 minutes and 33 seconds to even get a single shot on goal, and that was only because Ben Bishop kind of screwed up, and he's only been back for, I think, like 2 or 3 games since his injury, so yeah, that really tells you something. The Kings started with a fight. Kyle Clifford actually pretty much pummeled the guy into the ground. So if you're going to start a fight, at least win it. So Cliffy spends the first essentially 5 minutes of the game in the box. He's joined pretty quickly by, was either Gilbert or Forbert. Honestly, don't remember. They kind of meld in my brain. But one of them was in the box with him for 2 minutes. So they had 5 shots on goal in the first 5 minutes, and like I said, it took the Kings 8.5 minutes to even get one. So it looked like it was just going to be one of those afternoon games where the Kings were like, what? I have to wake up and play hockey? I don't know how to do that. It was slow. It was a really slow start. It was a lot of pucks behind Budaj that the Kings just couldn't seem to chip out and then take control of. The first goal was the first shot. So 8 minutes, 33 seconds in, there's kind of a mishandling of the puck by Bishop behind the net, and then Clifford comes around and he gets there before Bishop does, and bam, back in the nets. Pretty much the luckiest thing and the only good thing that the Kings did this afternoon was that one goal. And if it's going to take a huge mistake like that for Bishop to give up one, what the Kings were doing was not going to get past him at all. It was just a very lackluster afternoon performance from them. After that goal, the Lightning pushed back and kept doing stuff at their offensive zone, and then maybe for like a minute and a half, 2 minutes, the Kings actually had some good pressure with maybe like 90 seconds left in the first period. But then, of course, Tampa Bay was like, no, I'm not going to let you do that. And they came back. And so we ended up pretty even in the shot total at the end of the first, but that was not really the story of the first period. The second period was even worse. They shockingly tied it up because when you spend, I would say 75 to 85% of the game behind Budaj, trying to chip the puck out and unable to do that, and you basically don't leave the offensive zone except to kind of chase the puck through the neutral zone a little bit, but never actually get it to your offensive zone. Yeah, it's not gonna work, guys. Shockingly enough, we had a couple of power plays and didn't do anything with them. I mean, like, nothing with them at all. It was a little pathetic, actually, even for the LA Kings power play. So they tied it up. It was actually a really stunning goal by Tampa Bay. So, you know, at least we got to see some good stuff. It was Tanner Pearson just got forechecked pretty badly, puck taken away, and Budaj was looking over here, and pass goes over here and tries to sneak back and can't do it, and so it's tied. And honestly, the Kings are lucky that that's the only thing it is. So we go into the third period, and sure enough, they take the lead. There's a go-ahead goal. And again, it was in no way surprising that this was going to happen. And the Kings just didn't have anything to get back there. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. That was the end of the second period that they got the go-ahead goal. So coming into the third period, the Kings actually tried to attack something. But that kind of only lasted for a couple of minutes. And then it was back to being all Tampa Bay. And it wasn't that the Kings, like, their second period woes continued, but it wasn't just the second period where they forgot to play. Other things of note that happened, Nick Dowd got a puck to the face pretty badly during one of our power plays, and had to go off and bleeding badly in stitches, and, you know, takes him like 5 minutes and he's back out on the bench because he's a hockey player and he's Nick Dowd and he's awesome. But yeah, any kind of push that the Kings had wasn't going anywhere. With maybe 5 minutes left in the game, 5.5, Dad took a penalty. I guess maybe his vision was obscured by all the stitches. So whatever the Kings are going to do is going to happen in the last 3 minutes, and considering that they don't have any decent shots on goal, doesn't really look like it's going to happen. Absolutely blatant no call on somebody just decking Carter. Like, again, kind of flies up in the air and nothing there. So the Kings maybe could have pulled it off if they had gotten that in the last minute or so, because then they also pulled Budaj, but just no. There was no offense going the entire game. Drew Doughty essentially by the third period was like, fine, I will try and do the whole thing myself, and unfortunately couldn't. So he gets 1 star of the game. I think it was the second or the third. Definitely not the first, because none of the Kings really deserved anything they had. I will note that Kopitar was not playing today. He had an illness. I don't know if he was actually ill or if they finally figured out that maybe he should rest a little and get his wrist back to healthy, and they just don't want to say anything. But he was out. McSmash was out. And so that left Andreoff and Gilbert in, and it wasn't... Wait, Gilbert was a scratch. It just wasn't a really great combination of things happening for today's game. So let's forget it ever happened and move on to the next one, which is the San Jose Sharks, which is very, very important to win because A, divisional rivals, but B, they're the Sharks. They need to be smashed.